This HumanitZ update was all about survival, and boy oh boy, are you ready to take on HumanitZ in a new light? Update 0.912 didn't only focus on survival, making the game more difficult, but they also gave us more quality of life features, making the game more intuitive, more fun and engaging, but overall more enjoyable. One of the first things they gave to us was the ability to move around while we're swinging weapons in combat. This is a welcome change because it makes combat feel more fluid and dynamic, and giving you the ability to quickly bob and weave and make it more fast-paced whether you're PvEing or PvPing. Bleeding mechanics have been added into the game, with breaking windows, Zeeks hitting you, or being shot by bullets. The bleeding mechanic is no joke, so keep your eyes on that health, otherwise you may bleed out. One of the quality of life welcome changes was an outline of the character when the camera is obstructed. Basically meaning if you go behind a wall or somewhere else that you're not able to see your character directly, a red haze outline will be made of your character so you can see where your character is at all times. Multivitamins have changed to help reduce the chance of contracting the common cold. This is now a more preventative measure and doesn't necessarily get rid of the common cold once you have it, but just makes it harder to get. They have added in a house generator, which often can be found on the outside of houses and takes quite a few components to put together. Once you have all these components put in and you have your fuel inserted, all you have to do is push that toggle button to turn on the power generator, and the lights in the house will turn on, including powering up your stove and your refrigerator, making it so you don't have to light a fire in your stove, and your perishable food now can spoil will stay fresh longer. But don't worry, they didn't leave you wilderness experts out. They also made it so you can build a improvised fridge and a new car battery charger as part of the options for base building out in the wilds, or just to build it so you can power up your own house yourself. But wait, there's more. They also included a meat salting table, allowing you now to take your raw meats and make them last way longer by covering them in salt. But if your food ends up spoiling, whether from your fault, not getting to the improvised fridge fast enough, or what have you, they've also included a compost bin, which allows you to put your spoiled food inside of and allows you to craft fertilizer so you can fertilize your garden crops and grow even more produce and food to keep you alive. Now, I have said that food spoils, but food and drink decay over time and eventually go rotten. First they start as fresh, then go stale, then go old, then go rotten. And it's important to remember this because food poisoning is a new infection that can happen to your character if they eat old or spoiled food, which will have a higher chance to make you vomit your lunch out. Food poisoning can be cured with antibiotics, and it is to note that food and drink now have capacity, so you can drink half a can of Coke or eat half a thing of meat and share it with your friends, or just store it for later. Some of the new notable additions is there's now a new mega horde, and they have added in game setting options for dedicated servers and local servers to set the food decay and the generator drain, and they have finally made it so you can move your camera around while you're driving, giving you the opportunity to do a 360 scope before you get out of your vehicle. Now don't go anywhere, folks, because these are the changes that came in this update, and they're very big ones at that. Large weapons can now go into backpacks. That's right, crowbars, axes, and boars, hunting rifles can now go into the backpack slots, making them easier to carry. Other things that can no longer go into your pockets are fuel cans, car batteries, and sheet metal. They have to be carried inside of your backpack, so you have to pick and choose what you pick up or carry and where you carry it. Other notable things are backpack slots have been increased to help with the lack of stacking of perishables, because consumable food and drink no longer stacks, as food can now become spoiled over time, as we previously said. Your dog companion kills now count for your XP and stats. They have improved the loot in locked survivor houses, and they have made changes to the main map, but the full interactable map will be updated closer to 1.0. They've also made changes to the weight system. If you become encumbered, your stamina will be locked to 25%, and if you become over encumbered, your stamina will be at 25%, and you will only be able to walk it. Now, folks, don't be fooled. This update was very big, and while I didn't include all of the additions, changes, there are a ton of bug fixes, and they're going to be going up across the screen. I overall thought this update was very welcome. I love the more survival focus of this update as a whole. Bleeding mechanics, food spoiling, and so much more added to the game to make the game feel more like a survival game. Folks, if you haven't ever picked up HumanitZ or tried it and are just discovering this update video and are curious, make sure you pick it up, and I can't wait to see more updates from this game I absolutely love. This is Dumpgrot from the State of Survival. Ta-ta for now.